Hello there, in the studio again, me, Rustam, again. Now I'll be teaching you listening skills because a lot of students tend to ask me the differences between reading and listening skills because they fail to understand, to catch the words while they're listening to the podcast. Now I want you to come closer because I'm going to start my class with the listening practice. The listening activity that we're going to have today, it's been long that we didn't have any listening practices. So I want you to come closer to the screen because I'm going to start my class. Listening skills for English learners. Alright, a lot of students fail to listen and catch the words because they may feel a bit, in difficulty to find the answer. So how we're supposed to answer the question and what we're supposed to do before we get down to listening. Let's have an activity. Here we have the listening activity from 1 to 5. So we have 5 different questions. Before we listen to the text, we always have the instruction. I really want you to read the instruction and understand how many words that you're supposed to fill in the gaps. So this is going to be the type of question in section 1, the easy part. How? For example, it says that no more than one word or a number. So it means you're eligible to write a word and plus a number or a single word because we have here or, so a word and plus a number or just a single word. So when it comes to the listening text, it's more of a filling gaps, Wesley Public Library. So the listening is going to take place in the library. Before we listen to the text, I want you to come closer and look at the questions first to understand what type of part of speech we're supposed to fill in the gaps. So always you have an example that have been done for you. Let's look at the example. It says name. What is the name of a person? Camden. So the following thing, you're probably going to follow up 5 questions. So 1 to 5. When it comes to the address, so you're probably going to listen numbers, some words, and the name of a place, name of a district, and so forth. So you're probably going to, get prepared yourself to listen the numbers, differentiate them in the name of a place. And then second goes with the postcode. Postcode usually contains 7 or more numbers, like a telephone number. So it will be dictated one by one. Now in the third and first and fifth one, we have probably the numbers and the letters. But make sure you limit the number because you're asked in the beginning, you have to write no more than one word or a number, meaning a single word, even considering the fact an article considers as a one symbol. So a word A or N is considered a word actually. So be careful with that because you may fail to fill the gaps and you may get those answers wrong. Now let's move on to different type of questions from 6 to 10. Unlike filling gaps, you're probably going to deal with also multiple choice questions in the listening activity practices. For example, what type of books does Peter like? So you're probably going to choose different items. You may opt for A, C, or D, or vice versa. So you're going to listen all the questions and all the possible answers. And my tricky thing here, and my advice here, my tip is for you to listen every, the wrong sentence to eliminate. More wrong answers you got, first of all, you will have the better option at the end. So be careful, especially in multiple choice questions like this. And then probably 9 to 10. So there's also a instruction given. Write no more than 3 words or a number. So here, unlike the first part, you have a chance to write more than 1 word, probably maximum 3 words at most. and then plus a number. Here, unlike multiple choice questions, you're asked to simply write the answers. Not just opt, but write the correct answers both grammatically and logically. Now, this is the structure and instruction given part. Now, I will give you a chance to listen the first section at the same time from starting the first question till the 10th question.
So, Camden is the correct answer. Now we begin. You should answer the questions as you listen, as the recording is not played twice. Listen carefully to the conversation and answer questions 1 to 5.
Hello, I'm new in the area and I'd like to join the library, please.
That's no problem. Let me get an application form. Here we are. Now, all we have to do is fill this in and then I'll get you to sign it and you'll be a member.
Great.
Now then, what's your full name?
Peter Adrian Camden.
How do you spell Camden?
C-A-M-D-E-N.
C-A-M-D-E-N?
Yes, that's right.
Right. And what's your address?
Flat 5, 53 Green Street, Finsbury.
OK, got that. That's near here, isn't it?
Yes, just 5 minutes walk.
What's the postcode?
7434.
Got that now. Now, can you tell me your date of birth?
8th of July 1976.
And what's your telephone number?
Well, I don't have a home number, but I've got a mobile.
That'll do fine.
It's 06634 982 746. Did you get that?
Some of it. Can you say it again?
The code's 06634 and the number's then 982 746.
Right. That's almost it. Now I need some kind of identification to prove where you live. Do you have a driving licence or a passport or anything like that?
I'm afraid that everything I have has got my old address on it. Do you need it now?
No, not now, but you won't be able to take anything out until we see that.
Wait a minute. I've got a letter addressed to me here that arrived this morning. Will that do?
Oh yes, that's a good idea. That will be fine. Let's look. OK, well that's finished.
Now listen carefully and answer questions 6 to 10.
Could I ask you a few questions? The council that runs the library is running a survey to find out what kind of books people prefer so that they can direct their buying.
Yeah, no problem.
OK, so what type of books do you like?
Well, I'm very keen on mysteries. You know, when a detective is trying to find out who did the murder. Historical novels interest me too. Romance, never. My sister loves them, but they bore me to tears. I quite like books on animals too. I get them out sometimes. Not science fiction either. Too weird.
Well, I think that's it then.
Good. Oh, do you charge anything?
The library is free unless you want to rent out some of our videos or DVDs.
How much is that?
Well, we rent videos out for $4 each and DVDs are $6. You must leave us a deposit of $60 as well. That's returnable, of course.
I don't think I'll get any of those just yet. Can I pay later?
Sure, just give the money in when you're ready to rent them out.
Well, thanks very much. You've been very helpful. I might take a book out now for the weekend, if that's okay.
Go ahead.
Well, goodbye.
That is the end of section 1. You will now have half a minute to check your answers.
Now, let me ask you one thing. How was the listening? Was it easy or difficult? Because I'm going to give you the answers here. If you got probably 8 or 9 out of 10, then you progressed quickly. But if you got no more than 5, then you might have probably think of, working on yourself more, especially in the listening. Having listened to the audio from first to the 10th, I hope you grasp some bit instructions and differences between the type of question that you probably come across in the listening section. My recommendation is you have to develop a habit of listening podcasts every day. Then you're going to progress. Bye-bye for now and take care.